How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new match preview on the channel. The first of many match previews for the Premier League games in February for Wolves. It's going to be a busy month, guys. Loads of big, tough, crucial fixtures. And by the end of this month, I think we're going to have a much better picture of whether we can actually dream to see Wolverhampton Wanderers in European competition once again. As always, I'm going to be giving my thoughts ahead of Wolves versus Arsenal at Molineux Stadium this Thursday evening. The first time we'll be playing Arsenal in 2 weeks. So we're back at the Emirates in a couple of weeks' time. But giving my thoughts, the latest team news, predicted lineup, and of course, a great opposition preview with Robbie from AFTV live from Molineux. So guys, before we kick off with the preview, you may have seen Talking Wolves have officially partnered up with BetMate. It's a brand new channel partner, and they are basically a fantasy football game with a bit of a twist. You guys can enter, pick 7 players, and obviously have the chance to win some cash if you pick the best players. But it's a little bit different to normal fantasy football. Obviously, defenders and stuff will get more points of tackles. Strikers will get points with tackles. And, you know, it's quite good because every player on the pitch is crucial, really. I've selected these 7 players for my team ahead of our free game we've got going on. So you've just got to sign up and join our free game for the chance to win some cash. But my team is on the screen right now. I've gone with Jose Sarr, Max Kilman and Ben White, Ruben Neves and Martin Odegaard, and Raul Jimenez and Lacazette. So a bit of a mix of Wolves and Arsenal. But guys, join in, see if you can do better than me. And we're going to be having a look at the results on our podcast. It's for 18 plus, of course. UK residents only at this point, unfortunately. And obviously, guys, gamble responsibly. So disappointing start to the month, to be honest, when we lost out over the weekend to Norwich City. We did a really good review, roundup, and dissected the result in our latest podcast. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. But really disappointing, especially with the amount of first team players that were actually involved. It wasn't like Bruno had sort of rotated or anything like that. Bruno, to be fair, has had his press conference now. Of course, for these previews, I tend to do them a little bit before the press conferences. So I've heard the pre-match thoughts of Bruno Lage. And to be fair, he's teased that 1 or 2 players may well be returning from injury. It's said that Bolly, Mosquera and Neto are still well away from a return. But Trincao is back. Unfortunately, he was out of the Norwich game with COVID. Hwang Hee-chan is back training with the team. I think he's done 3 sessions with the team now. Bruno said, let's see. And he's also said the same thing about Johnny, who's been working with the team for a number of weeks now, and he said we'll see what happens tomorrow. So Johnny could well be in the side. We'll see. There might be some more news tonight as well, so be sure to check us out and keep your eye on the socials for the information on that as well. But it's going to be a tricky game. Arsenal, it's been an interesting season for them so far. I think part of their season is very similar to us. They've got a lot of similarities, struggling to score goals consistently, small squad and so on. But here's my predicted lineup, folks, for this game against Arsenal. I've gone, obviously, Jose Sarr returning in goal for us. We saw John Ruddy play, made some good saves, to be fair, against Norwich during the weekend. But Jose Sarr back in the squad. Back 3, I've gone with Cody and Kilman alongside Romain Saiss to return. Of course, quite harsh on Totti Gomez, who's come in, filled the gap, done really well, to be fair to him. But I've put Saiss back in there. Wing backs, I've gone with Orion Aitnouri and Nelson Semedo once again. I think they're crucial if we want to be scoring more goals. They've got to get higher up the pitch. They've got to be a little bit more ruthless in the final third as well. I've gone back to a midfield 2. I've gone with Neves and Moutinho in the middle. I could easily see Bruno sticking with a midfield 3 possibly, but I've gone with a midfield 2. We'll see Raul Jimenez, I'd assume, return to the first team for the first time in a couple of games. Pedence on the left, and I think Trincao's got to come back in on the right. Quite intriguing, obviously. You know, there's players like Chiquinho came on, did okay. I think he's going to have to build up some more minutes before he's even thought about getting a start in the team. Fabio Silva, possibly not done as well in the last 2 games as we wanted him to do, but he's played in a 2. I think he works better in a 3 when he's got, you know, a little bit more forward options. So I think it's going to be close to that team, but let me know your thoughts anyway, guys. And now we'll move on to the opposition preview. I had the pleasure of speaking to Robbie from AFTV. He's done plenty of work with us in the past, done a lot of work with Matt in the past as well. So Matt couldn't be there today, so I've stepped in, and this is his thoughts ahead of Wolves versus Arsenal. So I'm here with the legend that is Robbie from AFTV. Robbie, how's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's great to be inside this ground again, man. Great atmosphere in here. Pitch is looking great, and great to be for Arsenal to be back playing football. It seems like it's just been weeks since we've had a game.
I know.
It's mad.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of games. Obviously, we're playing you guys twice in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Big month for Wolves, and obviously Arsenal want to get back on track as well.
Yeah.
What's the atmosphere been like with Arsenal? Because every other Arsenal fan I talk to is Arteta in, Arteta out. I never know where the Arsenal fans stand on how things are going.
I don't think at this moment in time, I don't think people are like Arteta in out and stuff like that. I think it's just there's a lot of frustration around our month of January. I think Arteta fans will be giving their opinions more towards the end of the season, and I think this is why it's a very important time for him, because he's made a very bold decision in not signing anybody in January. We've let Aubameyang go. And on top of that, in January, we had a horrible January. I mean, we didn't win a game. We got knocked out of the FA Cup. We lost the semi-final at Carabao Cup to, where we had a great opportunity to beat Liverpool without Salah and Mane. So, people, Arsenal fans are really, really disappointed with what went on in January. Now, the team have been away. They've had a break in Dubai. They should be refreshed. Injured players are back because we got hit heavily with injuries and COVID in January as well, and suspensions. All the suspended players are back. All the injuries are more or less back. So I think every Arsenal fan that comes here on Thursday night want to see a reaction. They want to see a different Arsenal. But the reality of it, we know it's going to be a really tough game because we know Wolves are a really good side. So it's going to be a really tough game. But I think the jury's still out with Mikel Arteta, and as I said, in a way, he's taking a bit of a gamble in not bringing no one in. But let's see.
Obviously, I think Arsenal's aspirations probably maybe towards top 4 still. Do you think
not maybe it is? It is. Every Arsenal fan.
He has to get into Europe again this season.
I think he has to get into. Listen, Arsenal Football Club is a huge club. We finished 8th in the last 2 seasons, which is not good enough.
No.
Even now, towards the end of this season, no FA Cup, no Europa League, no Champions League, nothing, just the league.
Yeah.
We're not used to that as Arsenal fans. You know what I mean? So I feel he has to get into Europe now. The preferred thing is Champions League, right? But if he doesn't get that, I think the minimum Europa League he has to get into. I think if he doesn't do that, his job's under a massive threat, surely. If he does do that, getting into one of those two, I think you would have to look at it and say, okay, he deserves to move forward with this team. We've got a massive opportunity to get into the top 4. That's the crazy thing about it. It's wide open, even for you guys. It's wide open. You saw Man United, drawing with Burnley. Everybody was criticising us when we lost to Burnley. They drew with Burnley as well. You know what I mean? There's so many games left to play. These points are going to be dropped. There's so many good sides in the Premier League. I was looking at our next 6 games. We've got you twice. We've got Aston Villa away. So it's going to be tough, but whoever can hold their nerve, whoever can go on a little run of wins, can get that top 4 spot.
And for the Wolves fans watching, or Arsenal fans watching, in your opinion, who are the players that Wolves have got to look out for from the Arsenal side tomorrow?
From the Arsenal point of view, I think Martinelli has been really, really good up front, and Saka. Those two have been excellent. If Smith Rowe plays, I think a lot of Wolves fans won't probably be aware, but Martin Odegaard has been a very good signing for Arsenal. He's played really well. And if he's fit, Tomiyasu, the right back, Japanese right back, has been brilliant this season. Gabriel's been good at the back as well. So there's a few. There's quite a. The funny thing at Arsenal at the moment is there's no sort of super duper star player. But there are some very good individuals that, on their day, a guy like Thomas Partey was brilliant when we played Man City. Been away to AFCON, didn't have a good time over there with his country. If he steps up and he puts in the performances like what he did against Man City, where I thought he bossed the midfield, that will be very good. But it's going to be, I think it's, when I look at the two teams, I think they're very evenly matched.
Yeah.
And I really do think it's going to be a really good game.
Even Ramsdale, I know he came in, I was like unsure about the amount of money.
Yeah.
But you see these goalkeepers, that's this Jose Sa who we signed, and Ramsdale always at the top.
Yeah, I've seen your keeper, and he's been excellent because you know, obviously replacing your last keeper, who's a proper keeper. And the guy's come in, he's done brilliantly, and the same with Ramsdale. He's been exceptional.
Yeah.
Played really, really well. The fans love him, and yeah, I think Ramsdale has been a very, very important part of what we've done this season. So it's gonna be a really interesting game because, as I said, it's so evenly matched. When I look, I was looking at it this morning. I'm looking at the two teams, and I'm like, there's not a lot between them. I'm personally glad though there's no Traore, because he always wreaks havoc on us. So I'm glad he ain't around. You know.
Well, if you had to put your neck on the line, Robbie, give a score prediction. What are you going for?
It kind of got draw written all over it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to back Arsenal. I remember last year. I mean, one of your guys reminded me earlier of last year we played here. We were brilliant in the first half until Luis got sent off.
Yeah.
We were robbed, by the way, right? I just remembering that. But then in the second half, you guys turned up. You had that defeat against Norwich at the weekend, as that knocked you a bit, knocked the confidence a bit. The curse of getting manager of the month, right? We've been through that. Arteta got manager of the month, then we went, you know. So I'm trying to hold on to all these things, man. But it kind of got draw written all over it. But I'll go 2-1 Arsenal, man. I've got to back my side, bro. You know what I mean? So.
Well, big up Robbie. Be sure to check out AFTV. I'll leave their links in the description. And
listen, it's good to see you again, man. And big up Matt as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers, guys. So big thanks once again to Robbie and all the other guys at AFTV. Managed to meet quite a few of them today, so really cool. And big up to Wolves as well for letting us film there as well. Score prediction from me, guys. I'm going to back Wolves. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. Things may change in a couple of weeks' time when we go to the Emirates, but I'm going to say a 2-1 Wolves win. Tricky game. They've got some great players, but let's get behind the boys again. Molineux, Thursday night. Quite a rare game on a Thursday. Under the lights at Molineux. Nothing is better. So fingers crossed we get 3 points, guys. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Much love for all the support. And we'll see you all very soon.